Friends, welcome to your YouTube channel Open Secret. I am your host Ashish Chand. These days we are doing a joint study of Katha Upanishad. This is our 80th video on the same. Friends, today we will be covering verse 2-3-13, second chapter, third section, Shlok 13. In the last verse, Yamraj talked about Atma Uplabdhi Sadbuddhi se hi hai. In these last verses of the last section of the simple story of the Vedic ways to life, Yamraj is bringing out the meaning and importance of the simple terms of Sadbuddhi. Such a simple term, friends. These verses appear to be quite a riddle. Finding deep meaning in simple terms of common parlance is a riddle, of course. But then, friends, I am very sure that we, the elite members of Open Secret, must be finding these statements to be directly sounding. These passages must be automatically clear to us. That is quite a understanding that you all have turned well-initiated, full-blown Vedantins. This verse talks about faith, and this verse is considered as a key verse from the seeker's point of view. It sets in the correct attitude that we must have to have any hope of realizing the self. This delivers a strong message to have faith and keep staying in the good books of the self in order to move ahead further on the spiritual path. It says, faith furthers your journey. First, Yamraj talked about Sadbuddhi. Now he is talking about faith. He is telling about the simple ways, their importance, and also he is warning about how it slips out of our life. Okay, friends, let's listen to what Dharmraj is saying. 2-3-13 Asti iti ev uplabdhavyah tattva bhavena cha ubhayoh. Asti iti ev uplabdhasya tattva bhavah prasiddhati. Yamraj is telling the method. The self should be known to exist as be, Asti, and also as he really is. Of these two, to him who knows him to exist, his true nature becomes manifest. Begin from where you are. It is so simple, friends. This simple alone carries the meaning. It carries all the weight, denotes the way. We Indians give it a lot of value. The self should be realized first as it exists, and then as it really is. There is no other way, friends. If you continue to be in the company of those who say it does not exist, can you ever get into this group? No. And further, Yamraj says of these two, when it exists, is believed on faith, then it really becomes more favorable to one. It is faith alone which will further your journey. Even if you are in the company of those who say yes, but you do not believe them, you do not have trust on them, you do not have any faith on them, then you can never know that it really is. Dhamraj speaks about the two distinct stages of our spiritual progress. The two have been identified here clearly. The first has been termed Sopadhika Drishti. This is a vision of the starting point. It is for the beginner. It is accepted on faith even if it is fragile. Here, self is seen as existence. Uplabdhavya. Self is seen as conditioned. So many upadhis. Status. Self is known as immanent within every being. Friends, this is also a stage of enlightenment. The preliminary enlightenment, the basic, the starting point. And then the second stage, which is Nirupadhika Drishti, the higher version, the later stage, which is of course for those who can be said to be more advanced. Here, faith has grown into a firm conviction. Here, self is revealed as it really is. It is in essence. It is the Tattva Bhav. Here, self is unconditioned. It is free of all upadhis. Now, the self is transcendent, all-pervasive. In this verse, Dhamraj has taken up the thread from the previous verse. where it was made clear about the minimum qualification, that the minimum requirement for a seeker is to at least have faith that the self exists, that there is no such thing as non-existence. Now, Dharmaraj is taking us to the next level of understanding. In this verse, he is emphasizing to us the value of learning to recognize the self from our current position. We can progress only from our current position. Howsoever far we may be from the final stage. Friends, all those descriptions at the zenith about the self, like it is all pervasive, it is non-dual, it is pure light, it is full of bliss, rather it is bliss itself, it is pure consciousness. All these descriptions are not untrue. But these should not confuse us. They need not hinder us at the beginning of our path. So Dharmaraj is telling us to start with faith from wherever we are. This is a step-by-step progression, and it has been described many times in many Upanishads. This Tattvam Asi is the similar statement, friend, Brahma Vakya. This method takes us step by step from name and form to the highest stage of seeing the nameless and the formless self. Dharmaraj is teaching to see everything as the self, from the conditioned to the unconditioned, from the immanent to the transcendent. What was earlier seen as simply existing appears in the later stage in its real aspect as transcendent truth. Friends, Dharmaraj is bringing up the important point. He is telling that by the very fact of our having faith in the existence of existence, we are made deserving to be pulled further. That is important. Otherwise, we lose the qualification for any furtheration. We cannot have any further understanding. Dharmaraj is telling that the self showers its grace upon us and reveals its real nature to us. It may be a very gradual unfoldment, but it is certainly taking place little by little. Great patience is required on this path to the self. We make a gradual shift from conditioned self to the unconditioned self. दोस्तों, ये नेति नेति का जो श्लोक है ना, या जो एक ब्रह्म वाक्य है, न इति, नॉट दिस, this is the same teaching. This is also a way to break down the barriers that stand between our intellect and the self. Yes, this is the process of negation. Here also we are bringing down the walls of all upadhis, such as ये body है, mind है. As we get lesser and lesser entangled by the dividing walls of the upadhis, we come to a greater and greater clarity of vision of the self, which is our own true spiritual essence. Friends, the Atma, Chaitanya, can be realized either as conditioned to its manifestations or in itself and as such, without any of its attributes, and therefore as a pure witness of all the states of consciousness. It happens all the time, friends. The Lord Death has covered this aspect of meditation each time. When Lord Death was telling our Nachiketas about meditating on the truth Om, that time also he told that meditating upon the symbol of truth Om, considering it to be the representative of the lower Brahman, we shall attain the joys of Hiranyagarbha. And if, on the other hand, we meditate upon the symbol Om as that of the attribute-less pure consciousness, we fulfill our meditations and actually realize in him the absolute and the all-pervading reality. Dharmaraj asserts, he who has realized the Atman as the very essence of existence has realized the Atman. In such realizing, the successful seeker in his meditation comes to contact himself with the plane of consciousness where he realizes the source of all life to be the pure existence alone. Friends, existence in itself is a term used to differentiate the existence of a thing from the existence as such. Existence of a thing is well known to us, but here the existence is known in its qualified or conditioned state only. The truth is the subjective knowledge of the existence as such to be the very nature of knowledge absolute. This, the pure state of being, also termed as Kevala, Astitva Bhava, is declared as the essence of the self-realization moment. Dharmaraj has unfolded the truth to us. He says, he who reaches this state of knowledge reaches the supreme goal of life and rises from the seat of meditation. not as the very same mortal who went into it, but as a God-man upon earth. Faith furthers your journey. Faith earns favor to go further. The self blesses you. It really is, in essence, is known. Dharmraj has surely taken up to get into almost physicality of the essence, friends. I'm pretty sure you would have liked the explanation of Open Secret on these crucial verses of Katha Upanishad. We have taken all the care for the Indian professional. The canvas is our heritage. Only we are qualified to get ourselves immersed into the meaning of such great words. Once we get drenched, we can pass on the sweetness, the essence to the whole of humanity. This is the purpose. This is the plan of Open Secret. Thank you very much, friends. हे पूर्ण परमात्मा, पापों का कर खात्मा, विश्व बने धर्मात्मा, सब है तेरी आत्मा. Please give this video a like. Please share it with those contacts whom you love. Please help us in enlarging our viewership. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you, friends. May God bless us all.